Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about reinforcement, how to give reinforcement to your child. First of all, reinforcement is given to encourage repetition of a behavior. All right, so reinforcement could be biscuits, sweets. It is anything that is given to help make your child to repeat a desired behavior. Okay, so it is important to know that it is not given to placate a child. It is not given to make a child stop crying. It is not given to just make the child go away. It is given to let the child repeat a desired behavior. This is very important because I know that some of us give our kids something just to because they are crying, because we want them to leave us alone and all that. So it is okay if you're just giving a child snacks, but if you really want to teach your child good behavior, if you want to teach a particular behavior, there is a particular way of giving reinforcement. So you don't just give the child anything he wants at the time he wants it. So so the first key is to know that reinforcement is given to repeat a desired behavior. It is used to teach a skill and to repeat the skill. So for example, you want to teach a child to, if your child is always grabbing something, he's not waiting to collect something, and you want to teach him patience, you want to teach him to ask for something politely. So the reinforcement at that point is that thing he wants. So say he wants a biscuit, so you want him to learn to ask it appropriately. So let's teach him a skill, say requesting. So you can tell the child, do it like this. So you put two hands together. So the child learns to, with open palm, to ask for something. So you have to teach it first. That's the key. You have to teach him what you want, what to expect him to do. You have to teach him that behavior so that when he now does it, you reinforce it by giving him that thing. So first of all, you sit down the child and tell him to do like this. So you're teaching him how to request. Remember, he's not verbal yet. If your child is verbal, so you can tell him, say, give me, give me. All right. So if he's not verbal, you can just tell him to do like this. So when he does like this, you now give him the biscuit. Well done. So when he finishes it and he wants another one, you do like this. So for starting, you have to prompt the child. Remember, he doesn't know what this thing means. So for you to do it, you have to now put his hands physically together, let him do it, and you now give him what you want to give him. Another key to you have to know is that you have to break the reinforcement into pieces. If it's biscuit, break it into, maybe if it's a circle biscuit, just break it into four, or just break it into small small pieces so that the child will finish it quickly and request for another one. So if you're using biscuits, you don't give him a whole pack at once. Break it down. If it's a granite, put it in a plate, let him request. Once he does that, you give him a nut. He eats it, you ask again. So this is discrete trial. We want him to repeat it and repeat it. As he's repeating it, he's learning that he has to do like this before he's giving that thing. So that's how reinforcement works. If your child starts throwing tantrums, trying to grab it from you, please insist that he does that before you give it to him. If he throws tantrums or starts crying and you give him the granules, you are simply encouraging the repetition of the crying in order to get the granules. Remember that these kids are intelligent, so once they know when they throw themselves on the floor, you give it to them. They'll continually throw themselves on the floor to get it. You've just reinforced it. So what we are encouraging you to reinforce is good behavior. Let them learn to ask before they are given that. So in the teaching process, break it down, break the snacks down, even if it's a juice. Use a cup, be pouring it little by little. When he drinks it, he should not ask again. You pour another one for him. Don't give him the whole bottle. When he finishes it, he's okay. He knows it is finished. So he will not obey you to ask again. So you give it little by little. All right. So that is the teaching process. Sit him down, teach him to ask. No, bring that thing you know he likes at that moment. Use it to teach him. He will ask, you give him a little, ask, you give him a little. Continue. At first, as I said, you have to prompt him, but after that, he has now known that if he does like this, you give him. So that is teaching him patience. All right. So to generalize it, apart from the one-on-one teaching, whether you're in the kitchen, whether you just came back from work, you bought a snacks for him, encourage him now to now do like this before you give it to him. It will make him learn patience. And as time goes on, he will now, when he does like that, you don't give him immediately. You are now teaching him to wait a bit. So it's not like he does like this, he collects. He does like this, he collects. When he has mastered asking to collect, when he now asks, you tell him wait. Now 5 seconds, you give him wait. 10 seconds. So he's now learning patience and it helps them not to start and all that and throwing themselves on the floor. Reinforce only good behavior. So you can extend this to other skills. So if you want the child to sit down, you when he sits, you give him the reinforcer. If you want him to pay attention, if you want him to clap, if you want him to pick something from the floor, just make sure it is only good behavior you are reinforcing. Don't reinforce the tantrums, don't reinforce the bad behaviors. Only the key is to reinforce them when they do something good. Only when they do something good, because we are trying to encourage the repetition of the good behavior, and before you know it, it will stick to their brain that this is the appropriate way, that if I continue doing like this, I'll continue receiving this thing, and it becomes a habit. So I hope this helps you to practice reinforcement very well. Don't be in a hurry to just give them the snacks and let them go off. If you give them whenever they throw themselves on the floor without teaching them how to ask, they will not have the patience, and as they grow older, they'll start taking things by force. All right, so have the patience to teach it. Don't just give it to them so that they'll get off your neck. God is your strength.